Lord.
Widdershins, 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 Widdershins. When the crowd gets busted, when the floor gets dusty, when your blade gets busted, Widdershins, Widdershins. When your broom smells funny, when a hex takes your money, what's gonna save you, honey? Just Widdershins, Widdershins. All you witches and all you old magicians, it's time to start listening to Widdershins, Widdershins. Widdershins, 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 Widdershins.
Welcome to Widdershins, a volatile podcast of magic, a twisted approach to the left-hand path, and all the paths in between. We are in the midst of our marathon broadcast leading up to HexFest, and we are way behind, so we're going to have to double up.
We've only done one interview
Only
so
done
far
one interview so far, so
with Mimi.
stay tuned to our channel, follow it, because we're going to be posting several interviews this week at all hours of the day and night, whenever we can get them on, because our schedule's pretty fucking flexible, right?
And we have to work with their schedule.
We have to
So
work
it's
with
going
their
to be
schedule.
different days, different
So-
times, just depending on when the guests can make it.
Follow. So HexFest coming up the 8th to the, I forget even the dates
I
now.
think it's the 9th, Friday the 9th to
Okay.
Sunday the 11th.
If you're ever going to come to New Orleans, that's the time to come. We are full of witches here, but we're 3 times as full of witches. HexFest. We take over the town, and yeah, it's swelteringly butt hot and Satan's ass crack and everything, but every place is air conditioned, and so's HexFest. So you'll be fine. You just dash from place to place. Keep your water bottle on you. Stay hydrated. Pour some over your head every now and then. And August is a wonderful time to come to New
The
Orleans.
first time we ever came here was in August for HexFest, and it wasn't enough to keep us away from New Orleans.
And you gotta be careful because it can
August.
suck you in. Because
Yeah.
August we were here, and then by November we're here looking for a house right around Thanksgiving. January 9th we're pulling up out front, and then 2 months later COVID happened, so we got like 2 parades of Mardi Gras. But that's older stories. You probably
Yeah,
heard them
they don't
before.
need to hear
You don't
your
need to hear our fucking background. We've got Asia Strong coming on, and she's been sitting there in the green room. Hopefully not listening to our drivel this whole time. I'm going to bring her on. What is that? StreamYard 09. No, that's really stupid. How do you? I guess. Oh, there we go. Add to stage. That's it. See, we've only done this one time.
I'm here.
We got some, hey, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Well,
Yeah, I
Mary,
can hear all your things backstage also.
You could?
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, we were
Yeah.
wondering about
That's good
that.
to know.
Yeah,
Well,
the
Mary,
pool. Also, you can't forget HexFest Hotel has a pool.
that's true. I've never been
For the
to it,
heat.
but it's very popular.
Yes.
A lot of people around
Yes.
the pool.
We were
They got
too
a pool, a
busy
bar.
checking out the sights. It was our
Yeah.
first time in New Orleans, so we didn't take advantage of the pool, but I remember
I don't
that.
think we went to anybody's workshop. I'm gonna miss yours because yours is the same time
Same
as
time
mine
as
this
my
year.
pool.
Oh, it is, huh?
Saturday at 5,
Yeah.
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 Saturday at 5, really? Oh, that's great. I always
Yeah.
tell them my only extra thing that I ask for is no mornings.
Yeah.
Don't send me up.
Yeah.
So 5's great.
Yeah.
I'll probably be okay. Well,
Yeah.
you choose what class you're gonna go to, but I'll probably be a little lit by then, so it'll be an interesting class. So I had no idea before I went and read your bio that you're the owner of Cottage Magic, and
That's me. Yeah,
I
my wife
drove
and I.
by.
Yeah.
I drove it by every day. I drive up Elysian Fields, and then one day I said, "Hey, I gotta stop in. I hear that place is cool," and you weren't there anymore.
And then you-
I haven't been to the
we
new one.
moved. We moved to
Yeah,
Decatur.
the sign,
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
sign was still up, and I'm like, no, this place is
I
fun.
know. I'm terrible with the sign too. So the outside of the French Quarter, you don't have to do the FCC, sign approval nonsense. So I just put one up. I also hate ladders, so I didn't want to take it down. But the Decatur Street sign is slow coming with the permits and the multiple processes.
God, but when I was when I opened my shop in California, I had to get an environmental impact report,
Yeah.
construction
man.
permits all over. Like the biggest thing there is like signs and beautification. I had to have the right sign. They had to approve it. It had to be pretty. But yeah, sounds like the quarter has their.
Are you on the same block as Hex and Omen, or are you
We're like a
further
catty
from?
corner of Omen. We're across the street
Okay.
from Santa's Bar, so it's a quick walk to Omen and Hex. Yeah, love that.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, we've been there pretty often. I just haven't seen it. Let's
Yeah,
see.
what we don't have, we always send people down the street, go check them out.
Well, I was looking. You got some of Mimi's stuff. Sea Witch Botanicals.
Mhm.
She was the first one we had on the show this year. Papa Cap. He
Okay,
was on the
great,
show. Papa Cap was on last year a couple times.
Love
Yeah.
Papa Cat.
We had Papa
last
Cap on a
year.
couple times. Got
Yeah,
a lot
he's
of
great.
his stuff there too. His herbs and stuff. So
Yeah.
right away, I was just poking through your website and I saw some good stuff there. Lots of candles,
Yeah.
tools. Got the usual stuff, but New Orleans flavored stuff. So it says that you've
We
been
do.
here
We
your
try
whole
to
life.
do a lot of. We try to do a lot of like small batch, handmade, as much as possible, hands-on stuff. The energy of the product is the most important thing to us.
Absolutely.
Are you born and raised in New Orleans?
Yeah, I am. I actually grew up Kenner by the airport. But
I've been there a lot.
we count ourselves as New Orleans locals.
Yeah, totally.
We're over here in Bywater.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. We've got our
So-
other little bed and breakfast in the Maroney, and then our shop down the street too.
Yeah, I saw that. It was a themed bed and breakfast.
And can
Oh,
you
it
just
is, yeah.
I know it's not the main topic, but can you just quickly tell us about the deity themed? Is it an Airbnb or?
I do list on Airbnb. I am a legally licensed bed and breakfast, which is a whole other New Orleans topic we don't have to get into. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
I want everybody to know that I pay my taxes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is. We have different rooms. They're themed after different deities. We have a Lilith room, a Pan room, and a Grecian goddess room currently. We've got a couple extra, basically just like a little French Quarter room. But the deity theme rooms are very heavily like inspired by the deities, and they did have a hand in what we put into the rooms.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, your profile thing for HexFest said that you are a deity devotee. It doesn't mention a specific deity.
Yeah, we mostly, my wife and I, we started out working with Lilith, and actually we took a sex magic class at HexFest, and you taught that one, and kind of introduced us to Pan. And ever since then,
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 so ever since then, we've been working with Pan pretty actively. Definitely big fans now.
Big fan of
Really?
Pan. Yeah, you got
Yeah, he's really cool.
it. Yeah.
And then a little bit of dabbling with the Aphrodite, and then we have some deities that we don't publicly discuss, but we do work with some other deities.
Right. Well, you're doing during the workshop on astral
Project-
travel.
Or, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
How long have you been involved in that?
Let's see. So back in 2017 is kind of when I had my first epiphany, and some people call it a spiritual awakening or whatever have you. But I was one of those very, I don't know if it's like, is it agnostic when you don't believe in anything?
You
Essentially.
don't really believe it, but are open to the possibility.
Yeah.
See, I think I was atheist then. I think I was a true atheist. I would have told you
the
that when we
atheists don't
died,
believe.
Yeah.
I would have said when we died, we turned to dust. I don't believe in all this soul nonsense. So I had a loved one pass, and I just had a whole bunch of things kind of change for me. And I started to go, wait, maybe I was wrong. When things start happening in your house and you start feeling a little haunted and you've got proof and evidence. Evidence was
Mhm.
kind of all I needed to move forward in searching for more. So I started to study a lot of the things, mediumship, and astral travel was one of those topics that really got me hooked. It's verifiable, it's provable. I can prove that I can astral travel. And that's one of the things I love most about it. It's not this wishy-washy woo-woo nonsense. I can prove to you that it's real.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's why I
Are
like it.
you are you going to? I don't want you to give away your entire workshop, but are you going to teach people some techniques that they can use if they want to try it?
Yeah. Definitely there's 100 techniques, which is the cool thing. So you could do, you could study this for years, you could study this for a day. A workshop is going to give you a little taste, but absolutely I will go over some of the ones that really worked well for me in learning. And then basically it's like a practice, right? So you don't get good at yoga overnight. You don't get good at astral travel overnight. Well, you literally do overnight, but not in one night.
Now, does your method recognize a single astral plane or planes plural?
So many, like many planes, yeah. The Monroe Institute is kind of where I started, and they recognize, I don't know, it's like 78 or something. They have a really specific number. I don't know if I subscribe to that specific number, but I do know that they do have like their own frequencies, and you can intentionally, like, you can set intentions to go to particular planes with very particular qualities, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, it was described like a ladder. Each one was the
Yeah.
opposite of the other. And when you go up too high, that's like God level and you don't come back.
Yes. Yeah, honestly, that's kind of the best way I can describe it. And the thing is, if you really want to truly get into it, it's is it in or out? Is it up or down? Is that how we are perceiving the differences? One of the main ways I think is well described is the vibrational frequency changes.
Mhm.
So what's kind of commonly understood is that everything in our physical environment is vibrating still now, right? It's moving, all the particles are constantly moving at a very slow and dense vibration.
Mhm.
The closer you go to God or oneness or everything, the more loosely they vibrate. So the latter is the density almost, essentially.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
That's a
Hello in
theory.
the chat room. I see you all in the chat room. I see people from YouTube. I still don't think this StreamYard thing works because I don't see the people from Facebook. I see them later. I don't know. That's whole purpose of StreamYard was to see all the chats. But love me, Fro. Hello, Lady
Like
Witch.
all
Good
this
to see
movie.
you in there. And whoever else is out there, doesn't look like we can see you right now.
So you said you started around 2017?
Yeah, that's kind of when I broke into even acknowledging that metaphysical, things were possible. And it started with mediumship, essentially. I wanted to communicate with those who had passed. And the good thing for me was that my abilities, I don't know if they're abilities, I think everybody can do all this stuff. And we sometimes turn it on or off, or we're just more or less in tune to it. But my capability to be tuned into it rapidly developed. So I'm lucky to have been practicing since 2017, I think.
And so you've been to HexFest as a guest. Have you ever
No,
been a presenter?
I have been as a guest so many times. This is my first time presenting, and I'm so excited. I'm honestly like tickled.
Have you done WitchCon yet?
I'm doing WitchCon in February.
Okay.
So, no, I'm a baby.
It's a fun thing. I love me some HexFest. The first time there, I had to do the 3 classes. Like when you're from out of town, you got to do 3 classes.
Okay.
It was pretty hectic schedule.
Yeah.
But we didn't see anybody. We just saw New Orleans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the ones that we really wanted to go out of our way to see, those were all at 9:30. And so we're in New Orleans for the first time, and our kid has a babysitter for the first time. So it's like our vacation, and we just
4 in the morning.
Stayed up all night and couldn't make it
It
to the
posts
9:30
4 in the
Oh
morning.
workshop.
man.
Yeah.
So
It was a great
if my wife and I get to go to classes, if we have a time, Christine Stevens is always top of our list.
Oh,
Love
yeah,
Christine
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Stevens.
She's
Judy Ann
awesome.
Knock, we really enjoyed Judy Ann Knock last year, so I think we got a
Yep.
couple of her classes on the list too.
I should tell people we've got Judy Ann Knox scheduled for Wednesday. What did I say? 4
Ooh.
p.m. our time.
Is it this coming Wednesday?
Yeah, this Wednesday.
Okay.
I'll post the event. I think I said 4
I think he
4
said
p.m. our
4
time.
too.
Yeah.
Last
Just,
year we did
yeah.
just scheduled that.
we did a ritual with her, and
Mhm.
the lights in the room like dropped and like changed right as we like kicked into the power. It was beautiful.
Nice.
Wow.
We
It was
tried
really
to have her on a couple times, but I think she communicates more through email, and I'd send her a Facebook, and I mean, just kind of lie. There are too many channels going, and I couldn't tell which one we were communicating on. We missed her, but we got her this year.
Woohoo.
And then I don't have a clue who we're going to have, but we're going to have a bunch of episodes before HexFest. So
Cool.
y'all stay tuned and follow if you're not following. It's going to be epic.
And it's been a really great, just on a personal level, it's been a really great way for us to meet people. A lot of the people we've interviewed who live here, we're actually friends with them now. So it's been a good segue in at meeting people for us.
Perhaps. I got to do the HexFest plug.
Oh,
Let's see.
stay tuned.
So, again, HexFest is a weekend of witchery in old New Orleans. Do we have any new Orleans? I don't think we do. Tales of the magical crescent city of New Orleans stretch back over the centuries. It's an enigmatic place where voodoo, hoodoo, witchcraft, and even Christianity blend at the crossroads of spiritual powwow. On August 9th to the 11th, 2024, Brian Kane Christian Day and the Witches of New Orleans present HexFest, weekend of witchery held in the historic French Quarter. Conference opens with a riverboat ritual and dinner. And I'm telling you, if you haven't been in New Orleans, they've got all the New Orleans food in one place, except for crawfish, because it's not crawfish season. But other than that, everything you'd ever want to eat. Riverboat ritual and dinner held on an authentic steamboat on the Mississippi River. Then we cruise around the river. And then there's this epic ritual, and Christian Day is going to sing the Marie Laveau song. Oh my God, it's got a great voice. Followed by 2 full days of workshops, drumming, and ritual at the Bourbon Orleans Hotel. And I got to say, other than that one time when I had a cloth wall behind my workshop, and the drum circle was right there during my workshop, I never heard any other drumming. But they were not able to drown me out. Was that the one where I had the mic? No, I didn't have a mic there. I just had to raise my voice.
Yeah, you
over
had the mic
drum.
when you were in the next to the vending room.
Yeah. The Bourbon Orleans Hotel is a venue riddled with a history of hauntings. Used to be a convent once upon a time. So, hallowed ground. HexFest has gathered witches, root workers, voodoo priests, and other magical teachers from within New Orleans and around the world to offer their time-honored wisdom. Between workshops, attendees will love the magical shopping in our on-site vending hall, where you can purchase powerful ritual tools, signed books, exquisite jewelry, and spellcrafts, handmade by true practitioners. And I believe I saw you're going to have a booth there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we have a booth. It's going to be, we represent 35 local artists. We often try to see what fits the theme best, but we usually try to bring stuff that we think that HexFest attendees will love.
Yeah. And while you're here, you just bip down the street to Cottage Magic, check out
Yep.
the entire shop as well.
Yeah, and
imagine
we're
you're
right there by
open.
Omen and Hex, so you can hit us all up. We're right there.
Yeah.
So are you
It's a
still
good
going to be
little
open the HexFest weekend?
Oh yeah. We've definitely adequately staffed so that we can do the fest. We have somebody working our booth, and then we've got another person at the shop. So we're fully stocked, ready to go.
Cool.
Yeah, we make extra stock for HexFest too, specifically for it.
Have you had a vending booth before at HexFest?
Yeah, we've been in for the last 2 years, I think. And then prior to that, I was mostly an attendee.
Okay.
Well, tell us a little bit about your shop. We know you got products. You got anything else going on there? Classes, workshops?
Yeah, so I have some exciting things in the works actually. So we always have a tarot card reader Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the shop from 2 to 7. Her name is Sydney. She's absolutely incredible. She makes some of our merch for the shop, and she also makes these really cool spirit dolls. They are called squishes, but they're very magical entities, and they must be adopted by the correct person. So very, very powerful magical beings and dolls. And we are opening another location of Cottage Magic in Metairie in September. That's going to focus more on workshops, classes, meetups, get-togethers, and hands-on activities. So that we're really, really excited about.
Awesome.
I spent some time in Metairie these days. Yeah.
Great.
Another location. And you got workshop. What's I know I posted the address, but say it again for the people that didn't read the thing.
Our shop downtown, we are at 1132 Decatur Street. That wonderful little area of
Is the
Witch's Shop.
website is it cottagemagic.com?
I think it might be nolacottagemagic.com. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that's
If you
what it was.
Google us at this point, we're usually kind of Googleable. So that's the good thing about it.
And it's magic with
Cottage
the CK.
magic.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
CK.
Yeah, the good kind of magic.
The old school. School. Okay.
Yeah, so we're pretty easy. Well, we're not easy to find because I mentioned the thing about the sign. So make sure if you're looking for us.
What's
Look across the street from Santa's.
what's the one marker about your store that's easy to spot if you don't have
We've always got a little A-frame in front that says Cottage Magic on it. And if you've hit Omen and you're coming from HexFest, you've gone too far. So we're right there by Omen. So look within the block.
Well,
once you get to Omen.
if you're coming to New Orleans, just go to Hex or Omen and get the little map,
Oh, no.
the map of all the best shops.
We have.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I lost the.
It sounds like my dog.
No, I thought it was our dog first.
He is a great date and he's very excited. He's trying.
I don't think she's from Asia. Her name's Asia.
No.
Dada.
Well-
That's a weird question. Okay.
She's from you say Kenner?
Cameron.
Yeah, I don't like to claim it, from the New
Yeah.
Orleans metropolitan area, but
Yeah.
we have a house in the Meharry too.
Oh, cool.
And then the Airbnb.
Yeah, and going back to other things too, I've said I started out studying mediumship, so that was a cool thing. I did a little stint at Arthur Findlay College, if you guys are familiar, of the mediumship college in Stansted, England.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that was established, I don't know, back when the spiritualistic movement 150 years ago or so was big. People were table tipping, there was rapping on the walls. They kind of opened up the British mediumship genre then.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a school that established itself in the traditional English sense of communicating with the dead, and has since kind of become this staple of almost like ethical practices, like ethical and proper ways to communicate. It's very British.
Never heard of such a thing. I wonder how well they do teaching mediums. A medium school.
Yeah,
Well, I
they
do
do.
school. Why not?
Yeah.
They stay busy. There's enough of us out there now.
Yeah.
And we
What would
travel
you say
all
your
across the world.
prime practice is?
That is probably my main focus. That's where I kind of started, and that's what I keep getting drawn back to. There's so many avenues of it. There's the mental mediumship, there's the physical mediumship, and I just think that physical mediumship, again, because I love proof, is one of the coolest things you can possibly do. If you can get a group of people together and have things physically move around the room, and by the time everybody leaves, they know that there's proof that there's life after death. I just think that, why would you not do that?
Well, then back to the whole astral travel things. Like, one of the ways you can find out if it's, there's some validity is like, is the government studying it and trying to turn it into a weapon?
Yeah.
Then it's probably valid. Remote viewing is absolutely astral travel that can be trackable and provable. And then I've seen a lot of people take techniques from that turn it back into astral travel and use those techniques to, prove their stuff's, legitimate.
Yeah, but you know why they said it didn't work though? So the government started to try to train people in astral travel, and by the time they all learned to do astral travel, they were not interested in war anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, whatever, we're going to go experience consciousness now. I don't need to go view your Russian papers.
Then they switched to those guys that stare at goats, I guess.
That was
Men
the
stare at
movie,
goats.
wasn't it? That was what it was
Yeah.
about. Yeah,
I
I've
think
never seen it actually.
We were looking for something last night on Tubi. Oh, that really scary movie, Bad Faith. And I saw the Men That Stare at Goats was on there. We got to watch that.
What?
Men That Stare at Goats.
Oh, I heard that.
Totally off the subject, but kind of. I don't know. I don't know why I think
No,
they
totally.
kill.
Yeah, no,
I
actually.
think they kill
So
the goats with their mind or something. They're
that
like
was
Yeah,
the
mental assassins. It's like
the
George
actual
Clooney or
plot.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is that about astral
it
travel?
is George Clooney.
No, I think it's
Kind
different.
of.
It's like, yeah. Well, I don't know what it's about.
Technically
We'll have to
remote
watch it.
viewing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kind of
Okay.
remote
I think it
viewing.
is technically about remote viewing, and it is based on the research that was done at the Monroe Institute that that spawned the warfare astral travel nonsense. So they do have records of that. So that's real too.
Well, all right. Well, we are almost out of time. You got
Yeah.
anything else?
Well, yeah, I was curious. I'm really interested in astral travel, and I was just curious. When you do it, do you go to a specific place that you designate in the beginning, or do you just find yourself like wherever, or do you
Okay.
specify?
There's many different places you can kind of wind up. So intention prior to traveling is incredibly important, right? So prior to going out of your body, you decide where it is that you want to wind up, or else you might wind up somewhere you didn't want to be.
Right.
Yeah.
I often have a backup plan, because sometimes when you practice a lot, when you're sleeping, you'll have like spontaneous out of body experiences because your body is so used to it. So I often have a backup plan. I'm going to go visit my dad. My dad is passed. I'm going to go see what he's doing. So if I'm out of body and I don't know where I am or kind of how I got there, I have like a mantra, like, I want to see my dad. And if I do that, I start to materialize in another plane, and I can pull my energy closer to my intended destination. What happens to most people when they first leave their body, they're in that very dense plane that's closest to ours. So you kind of have to almost sit up from your body. How many times can I tell you that I thought I had fallen onto the floor, because it feels so similar to your physical body? It's very confusing. And that's half the battle, is discerning, like, am I out of my body? Because it feels so physically real. Or did I fall out of my bed?
Yeah. Have you ever
And then
had,
from there, you get to the cool places.
have you ever had trouble getting back to your body?
I don't want to scare people. I did have one experience where I was out a little bit too long, and I came back very cold. My blood pressure had dropped. My heart rate had accelerated. And I think there is some safety practice that needs to be done. When you're astral traveling, people will say, oh, you'll never die. Nothing bad can happen to you. Okay, if you did die when you're astral traveling, who would you tell, and how would they know that's how you died? It would just look like a cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
So I do think we need to be mindful of the safety involved, because I did have to consciously pull myself back down. So yeah, to be honest, I did one time have trouble getting back.
Okay.
But many experts will tell you it's not possible because they don't want to scare you. But I don't want to scare you, but I do want to tell the truth.
Yeah. Well, you got anything last you want to plug before we go? Put your website out again.
Oh no, I think I think I plugged all the things. Yeah, we've got the shop at 11:32. We've got the classes and workshops coming up at the new, soon to be named location in Bucktown, Metairie. We always have a reader at our shop on the weekends, and I just would love for people to come and check out all of the handmade local New Orleans occult tools. We have art, we have tools, we have almost everything that you need, I think, for your practice.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
Well,
and
come
it's
out,
cute and it's cottagey, you know.
well, check Asia out, and myself and Aunt Marta will be there too at HexFest this year. Get to hexfest.com. Look at the epic list of presenters. It always blows me away, the people that we share the stage with that I never thought
Yeah,
I'd
it's
run into
amazing.
before. Um, Thanks for coming on Widdershins. Widdershins is brought to you by Unholy Blends. Unholyblends.com. Come check out the shop and our social media site where we are proving that witches can get along on social media. We just have to have some badass admins and no bots and no algorithms.
We rule with
can
an iron
do it.
fist. No.
We haven't really had the
All
rule with
right.
an iron fist, but we are admins there, and we will smack you upside the head if you screw around. Luckily, nobody's done that because we're scary, right? Right. Check out unholyblends.com and Nola Cottage Magic with a
Yes.
CK.com.
And
That's
we
us.
very much look forward to meeting you
Yes, we will marry meet
in
again.
person.
And marry me again.
All right.
Thank y'all so much.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
All right, you guys.
Absolutely.
We'll see
Pleasure.
you all Wednesday, 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Central Time. And Widdershins is out.